I have a really good one for you guys today. Welcome to Pretty Rich Podcast. But before we continue with our topic today, I want to invite you to getpmuclients.com if you're looking for a way to drum up your business. If you want to learn how to get more clients in your salon or your studio, you have got to check out getpmuclients.com because I am going to unleash my 4-step financial freedom flight path. And if you make it all the way to the end, you get my Grow Your Gram course for free and a bulletproof sales script to help you guys get more bookings in your beauty business. There is a mode where boss babe mode becomes toxic, and it's called toxic productivity. I did a deep dive this morning and I just felt really called to talk about it. It is real toxic productivity. If you find yourself constantly stressed out, if you find yourself unable to turn it off, you might be suffering from toxic productivity. And some people might call it workaholism. Maybe to you, it might seem like going the extra mile. And it doesn't matter what it costs you in terms of your well-being, both physical and mental. You're just going to keep going because going the extra mile, right? But along with that cost of physical and mental, socially foregoing relationships, that's a cost. If you find yourself ignoring the importance of sleep, exercise, your health, because you always have to be doing something, you might be suffering from toxic productivity. Now, here's the thing, right? This is a mindset issue. Like most issues, it's purely a mindset issue. It could be a toxic mindset. It can be pretty hard to spot, I think, with ourselves and our friends and our loved ones, because hard work is typically a positive thing. Especially if you listen to this podcast, you know that our family motto in this house is, hey, Bo, can you tell everybody what our family motto is?
Yeah, I can do hard things.
I can do hard things. If you're listening to this podcast and you're like, wait a second, you mean there's such a thing as too hard, working too hard? Yeah. I thought I'd shed some balance, some light on having a more balanced lifestyle. And let's dive into what toxic productivity is, how to recognize it. And I'm also at the end of this going to help you guys take some concrete steps on how to banish it from your life so you can reclaim your sanity once again. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Pretty Rich Podcast. My name is Sheila Bella. I am a 2-time multi-7-figure beauty boss. Something you don't know about me if you're coming to me for the first time is I don't come from money. I didn't marry into money. I'm a college dropout. English is my second language. I'm an immigrant from the Philippines. Actually, I came here when I was 8 years old. But somehow, I was able to create a thriving business that gives me a lot of freedom and a life I really love. I am a mother. I'm a mother of 3 boys, ages 1, 5, and 8. And I run a company of 35 employees and contractors remotely from this office. And for those of you who might be thinking, oh my gosh, she never gets any rest. How is she doing it all? You guys know that I cook dinner every night, right? I cook dinner every night. I tuck my kids in every night. I take this kids to school every day. I don't miss recitals. I don't miss games or competitions. I'm very present for my marriage. It's all possible, you guys. It really is all possible. We are going to dive in all of this today, the idea of toxic productivity. I just want you to know that I am a true believer that you can have it all. You don't have to choose. You don't have to choose. I think for a lot of young people, especially if you have that entrepreneurial itch and you want to start a family, you think you have to choose. For those of you who fall into the category of being productive and toxic about it, of workaholic, you might very well think you have to choose. I can totally understand why you think you have to choose, but you don't. We're going to dive into all of that today, how to recognize it and how to heal it. But if it is your first time listening to Pretty Rich Podcast, welcome to the show. If it's not your first time and you still haven't left this show a 5-star review, please do so. It would mean so much to me if you could take a minute to rate and review the show on iTunes. Also, I want to make sure that I share this with you guys. It is my new daily positive text service that I offer completely for free. If you want to receive one on your phone, like a text from me, you got to get on this free list. We've called it the Morning Hype, where every single day I text you a positive thought, an affirmation, an abundant money mantra, or just a tip, just to nudge you in the right direction, to get your day started in the right direction. I'm seeing so many ones in the comments right now. I hope you guys text me to get on this list. Text me the words Morning Hype to 310-388-4588 so you can start receiving these positive money messages, these positive thoughts every single morning. It's a great thing to wake up to. So text me the words Morning Hype to 310-388-4588. Okay, go do it right now. I'll wait. No, I'm just kidding. Well, back to today's topic on toxic productivity. Who are the people that have the sneaking suspicion? Do you find yourself prioritizing your clients and making money over every other facet in your life? So I'm going to share with you some signs that you might be suffering from toxic productivity, and afterwards some tips how to overcome it, okay? If you are overbooked, overworked, burnt out, beautypreneur, and you know it, if you're listening to this, send me a DM on Instagram and tell me that you're burnt out right now. Just type in burnt out. I am your PMU training genie. Sold out trainings. Dream team. Industry leader. And I have a gift for you. It's a completely complimentary 60-minute strategy call for leaders just like you. To apply, all you need to do is go to sheilabella.com/apply or click the link in the description box. Now, I'm all about doing hard things. Like I said, I think I've achieved a pretty balanced lifestyle. I really like this life. I don't feel super overworked. I'm all about doing hard things, but if it's at the expense of your health, your family, or your relationships, I'm a Christian. I believe relationships are eternal. If it is at the expense of those things, then you might want to reconsider restructuring your workflow to avoid burnout, because burnout commonly results from this type of lifestyle. Rest is essential for true productivity. If you're truly like an advocate for getting things done, you're gonna rest. And without this quality of rest, your output is gonna suffer anyway. You can't produce something valuable when you're running on fumes. At a certain point, you won't have anything left in the tank. And what's really interesting too is that toxic productivity can also be, and I'm totally guilty of this, an undercover strategy for avoiding difficult life issues. How many of you have been guilty of hiding in your work? Come on, we're human. I don't deal with it. I got clients. Okay. Oh, these family members are coming over. Oh, I gotta work. I have so much to do. I got a deadline. I've totally done that. And the thing is, it's important to recognize what your motivations are for hiding in your work, I think, before it becomes a full-blown crisis, because it really doesn't have to be. All right, so I'm going to give you some signs, but before I continue, I just want to be clear that productive is an amazing thing. I am a fan of productive. People on my team, turn this off, don't listen to this. I am a fan of productivity. When I'm productive, I can actually relax. So it's not a bad thing. The earth literally goes round and round because of productivity. I am a fan of getting things done. Boss babe, I am not here to douse your fire. All I'm saying is that this episode, this podcast, is intended for you to look at the full picture, examine whether or not you fall into this category of toxic productivity, and what you can do so that you can be a sharper blade at work. Your output can be higher if you get proper rest and have better balance. So here are 5 signs that you might fall into this category of being a beauty boss workaholic. And number 1, 5 signs. 1, you always feel anxious because of undone tasks. So for artists, it might mean that you didn't clean up your pigment bottles, you didn't organize your lash trays, you didn't make little aftercare products for clients. You didn't return client emails. You didn't return client text messages. And this means even if it's like 10 p.m. at night, what that means is you don't have a system. You not having a system for this stuff And not having good time management is not being a girl boss. You failed not only to set boundaries, but you failed to not have a system and a strategy for freedom. Because isn't that why we got into the beauty business to begin with? Is this you? Because that was me. That was totally me. That was totally the motivation. I didn't want to have somebody else to answer to. I wanted to be my own boss. When you have anxiety, though, at 10 p.m., maybe your husband just fell asleep and maybe you're grateful because now you could do some social media because you're feeling anxious about it and it's already so late. When your beauty business becomes the primary focus and consumes most of the real estate in your brain, there's real estate up here, it can lead to neglect of simple things like clean underwear, for crying out loud. You might miss like doctor's appointments, or you forget to pick up your kids. Maybe special occasions like your best friend's birthday. You might miss out on life's moments. I mean, that's really all we have. Going on a tangent here, Timeless Beauty Aesthetic says, yes, I suggest that he goes to sleep early so I can do work. That is really funny. Who relates to that? She's talking about her husband. She said she tells her husband, go to sleep so I can do some work. That is hashtag so relatable, right? Especially you're driven. That super meaningful thing I was just talking about. Life's moments. I read somewhere, I don't even know where. Like half the things I read on the internet, I don't even know who said it. But someone said, we don't really own anything in this life. Like we can't die with all of our assets. Obviously, we can't take it with us. What do we own? What we own are moments. That's what we own. Like right now, you and I looking at each other right here, you sitting comfortably in this chair, learning something. We're having this deep conversation, you and I own this moment. We own it. It happened to us. That's it. So I think about that when, I'm trying to be present with my kids and everything because they grow up so dang fast, which is depressing. And that's really all we got. These things, that constant anxiety, it can ultimately affect your physical and mental well-being, which is what we don't want. And it's important to recognize these signs to make a conscious effort to balance work with your personal life. Or if you work with me, what I teach you to do is what I did for myself, set up systems and strategies so that your lives don't commingle. You have proper boundaries, which you can totally do. Guys, I tell you, I make dinner every night. Hashtag crockpot. I'm a crockpot mom. I don't miss many things at all with my kids. I really don't. And you can totally do. I have 35 employees. I am not killing myself. I don't know what girl bosses y'all are getting advice from, like, time off. Don't run yourself ragged. I'm like, well, apparently those girl bosses are really tired and they didn't do it right. If you feel like you have to choose, you're not doing it right. Take it from somebody that's done it. Going off on a tangent. Number 2, you diminish your success. Okay, that's a sign you could have toxic productivity issues. Listen up, folks. It is time to stop diminishing your own success. You know why? Because you've worked hard to get where you are. You deserve to be proud of it. And I think we all have the tendency to focus on what we haven't accomplished instead of recognizing what we have. And the biggest lesson in life is that you are your own biggest enemy. It's true. You are your own biggest enemy. Do not be your own worst enemy by not recognizing your own achievements. You got to look at how far you've come. Think about all of the obstacles that you've overcome and all of the progress you've made. Think about it. Where were you this time last year? Where were you this time 5 years ago? You got to stop and celebrate your wins, big or small, because when you do that, you need fuel. What are you guys thinking you can keep working and working and working without any fuel? Get some fuel from recognizing your wins, because that's going to fuel you to the next level. Don't just work hard, celebrate hard too. Remember where you came from. Sign number 3. This one kills me. Sign number 3 is that you've sacrificed time for yourself, for your family, for your friends, for your kids, for your loved ones, for the sake of clients. Maybe you've missed best friends' birthdays, kids' recitals. Maybe you forgot to take your mom to that doctor's appointment that you had to take her to because you weren't organized. Yeah, It is time to stop sacrificing your personal relationships for the sake of your clients. True story, when I first started Sheila Bella Microblading, I thought that every single client I had to say yes to. I thought every client was my big break. Dumb was not true. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe she wants an appointment with me. I have to make it work. And then she'll be like, can you do 6:30 p.m.? And she's like, oh, yeah, actually, can you do 8 p.m.? And then I'd be like, oh, yeah, I don't need to sleep. I don't, it's cool. I need to see my kids. I really thought that every client was my big break. And so I said yes to everything. And see, what puts you into this category isn't just because you're toxic productivity. You perhaps do not feel confident in new client acquisition. You don't feel confident. You're not even sure how you got so lucky to get this client to call you and book with you. That attributes to acting that way, to foregoing sleep, because you don't feel confident that you're going to be booked out for the next few months because you don't know how that client even found you. You don't have a repeatable sales process. So what ends up happening is you just say yes to everything and you sacrifice personal relationships for the sake of these clients. But at the end of the day, guess what? Your relationships are what truly matter, because everything else will come and go. Clients will come and go too. And you know what? If you have a repeatable sales process, you know exactly how you got that client to call you, and dang it, you can do it again. This is why I am such a proponent of people understanding the business side of things when it comes to their beauty business, because you can take back your power. Again, if you want to double your income, go to getpmuclients.com, getpmuclients.com. Go check it out. You'll be happy. I told you to go there. Back to the show. It is easy to get caught up in the hustle culture, grind. But let me tell you, workaholism leads to a lot of regrets in life, and not understanding how to get those sales, not taking the time to understand how to strengthen yourself in business, that also leads to a lot of regrets in life. You're going to look back and you realize that you missed out on these important moments with your loved ones because you were too addicted to work. You refused to get smart about it. You refused to have better systems and strategies, to take the time and invest in having better systems and strategies. But then what are you missing out on? Big time things. Do not let that happen to you. Prioritize your personal relationships just as much as you prioritize your clients, and see your heart just flourish. Your life is going to be so fulfilled because you'll all of these meaningful relationships, not just with work. You'll have a healthy, meaningful, impactful relationship with work, and you'll have rich personal relationships too. And that is my goal for all of you. I want you guys to be able to take care of the people in your life. I love taking care of people. If anything's my disease, it's that. I want to take care of everybody in my life financially, because I get so much from these relationships. Watch the line to be my friend start from here all the way to San Diego. That line is forming right now. Guys, I have a special offer for you. We're offering 60-minute strategy calls for beautypreneurs just like you. If you've never had one, you've got to sign up. It's sure to give you a lot of clarity. And all you need to do is click the link below in the description box. No, I really do take care of my friends. I love taking care of my friends and my family. And so when you prioritize your relationships, you get fulfilled, and you can't pour into your business if your cup is empty. So you have to find the balance between work and personal life. You can't let it consume you. You got to make time for the people you love and make sure that you're present with them, because at the end of the day, your relationships are really what will sustain you through the tough time. Your relationships are eternal, this life and beyond. Timeless beauty aesthetic. She asks, what about when you have no other choice? I hear you. You think you have no other choice. And I understand. You don't have a choice because, don't take this the wrong way, you don't have power. You do have power, actually, but you're not awakened to your power yet. You don't know what systems and strategies you have to have in place in order to give you all the power to choose when you want to work, what you want to charge. So you still have time for your kids. You need systems and strategies. You have this breaks my heart, you guys. I'm reading this comment. She says, I have no other choice but to have toxic productivity. Every little moment I can work, I have to. That breaks my heart. You do have a choice. You have a choice. There is a better way. Guys, don't sell your feet pictures on OnlyFans. Stop it. You don't have to do that. There's a better way. Go to getpmuclients.com and find out how. But honestly though, if you, timeless beauty aesthetic, I'm kind of like diverting here a little bit because I think this is important to address. If you were to organize your systems and strategies and to have a repeatable sales process where you know how to bring clients in, leads in, that it basically runs itself. It's repeatable. It's like cut and paste, cut and paste, cut and paste. If once you've set that up, you'll understand that not every client is your big break. You don't have to take this client at 11 p.m. You don't. I promise you. That used to be me before I got smarter about it. Set a proper foundation for your business. If you want to go far, if you want to build high, you have to build a solid foundation for your beauty business. Solid. You cannot build a skyscraper on a foundation of marshmallows. That's what it sounds like to me now. It sounds like your business was built on some pretty tasty marshmallows. Do it right. Don't rush through it. Get some help. Get some education. You can have it all. Don't ever say you don't have a choice. Ladies, stop it. You're in my house, and in my house, you have a choice. Your house too. But you just need to be awakened to it. Next tip, next sign you might have toxic productivity is you don't prioritize your health. Remember that thing, like your heart that keeps you alive and breathing on this earth, that keeps you even working to begin with? You might often work late hours during weekends. Is this you? Yes. We just talked to one of you. Maybe you don't have hobbies anymore because you're only interested in your job. We'll get to that later. But it's, guys, health. If you don't have health, you don't have anything. It's important to prioritize your health over work. Workaholism is not cute. It's not sexy. It can be detrimental to both your mental and physical health. When you are overworking yourself, when you don't have time to rest and recharge, how good do you think your brows are? How your work is? You have a freaking tattoo machine in your hand. I do not want to be your client. I do not want to be your client. Sorry, you don't want to be your client. You have to prioritize your health. You have to allow yourself time to take care of yourself. You have to work that in. I'm not saying like sleep for 10 hours. Figure out what that number is for you. For me, it's 7. It's perfect. And then on weekends, I try to get more. Eating healthy, exercising, taking time for yourself. I cannot stand the whole burnt out mom competition. It's like the more burnt out you are as a mother, the better of a mom you are. The more burnt out you are as a business owner, the better of a business owner you are. Like, it's like the more you love your kids, the tireder you are. And that is obviously not true. You do have a choice. Stop telling me you don't have a choice. You do have a choice. You can ask for help. When you have good mental and physical health, you're able to think more clearly, be more productive. You're able to be a better mother, a better business owner, a better artist. You'll be able to handle stress better. Good for you, girl. If your diet and exercise are your priority every single day, because everything else stems from that. And the thing is, it's like this stuff creeps up on you if you ignore it for too long. If you have chronic fatigue, because you're just like not paying attention to it anymore, it compounds. It might lead to like this occasional depression, might lead to actual depression. It might lead to other health issues. So it's really important to find the time. Timeless Beauty just says that her toddler works out with her at this point. Yeah, 20 minutes. Listen, here's some Blippi, and you're going to watch Mama do squats, or you're going to do it with me, or we're going to take a run around the block. In a stroller, work it in, figure it out. Taking care of yourself is essential for maintaining good physical and mental health, especially if you are going to be a leader. If you're going to be a leader and you have a team, and in many ways, you're in charge of everybody else's mental health, that's not true. They're in charge of their own mental health. But in some ways, yeah, you play a role, culture in the company. If you yourself don't have good mental health, everyone's going to feel it. They're going to suffer. It's going to trickle. And workaholism, by the way, speaking of mental health, is a form of addiction, just like any other addiction that can have serious consequences to your physical and mental health. It can lead to burnout, depression, anxiety, physical illness. Right now, I've named 4 signs that you have toxic productivity issues. If you're 4 out of 4, let me know in the comments. 4 out of 4. Last one, have you had enough? We're going to go to the 5 signs you have toxic productivity, and then we're going to go into how to escape it. Okay, number 5, you've lost interest in activities you once enjoyed is a sign of toxic productivity. It's a sign of being a workaholic. Hey, Hey, you guys, you're in good company because this used to be me too, okay? There is hope. And here's the thing. It's not like I'm completely out of the woods all the time. I circle back sometimes. I dip my toe into toxic productivity sometimes. Why? Because it's fun. No, it's not fun. It's not fun at all. But it just means I'm human, okay? Means I'm human, and so that's why we're having this conversation, so we can be aware of our patterns, so we can redirect if necessary. Okay, when you've lost interest in activities you once enjoyed, it could be a hobby that you used to participate in, and you're like, because you're just thinking about work. Maybe you were that girl that you like game night, but if you are that girl, maybe you like to sing, maybe you like to dance, maybe you have a stand-up hobby where you do open mic nights. If you have lost interest in those things, it might be another indication that you have toxicity in your productivity. Full house, Browshed, I feel you. When we are stressed or overworked, we often don't have time or energy to do the non-work related activities that we once enjoyed. I get it. Stress? Maybe you don't even enjoy sex anymore. That's horrible because you're so freaking distracted. I didn't even think about that one. I have experienced, admittedly, all of these things, maybe not at the same time, maybe at different times, but there have been seasons in my business building when I didn't know what I was doing, where heck yeah, I was all these things. I just wanted to be successful. It was this, and I get it. So now I know that there's a better way than selling your feet on OnlyFans. And you didn't know either. So who can blame you? You didn't know. Now you're about to find out. This is part 1 of toxic productivity. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Pretty Rich Podcast, all about toxic productivity. If you haven't left this podcast a review on iTunes, please go ahead and do so. Like it, subscribe to it. If this helped you out in any way, or if you have any friends that you feel like might be dealing with workaholism or an imbalance of lifestyle, send them this podcast. It would do me a great favor if you connect me with the people that need me the most. Don't hog me, share me. All right, you guys, this has been amazing. I will see you guys next time on Pretty Rich Podcast. Bye.